bow our heads as we invoke the blessings of the good Lord and Master of the universe. We ask Sri Krishna Bhagwan to establish his presence here as we perform the funeral rites of this deceased person. What's his name? Chunilal. Om Hari Om Swasti Devam Pateshitam Naivedyam Parameshwaram Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devam Patevitam Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanur Mardhanam Devaki Krishnan Vande Jagatu Swasti Devam Parameshwaram Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devam Parameshwaram Naivedyam Kalyanam Swasti Devasya Patevitam Devam Samatyami Sarvalokai Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devam Patevitam Sarveshwaram Naivedyam Patevitam Samapyami Kanda Devam Pateshitam Naivedyam Sarvalokai Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devam Patevitam. Prem se bolo Shri Krishna Bhagwan ki jai, Shri Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. Om Hari Om Sri Kanda Chandram Divyam Ganyam Sumayoram Guriparam Shri Sushri Chandram Patevitam Samapyami. Nikunji? So, right over? Concentrate upon Sri Pitri Devta as we invoke the blessings of Sri Pitri Devta. We ask Pitri Devta to come and reside here by the funeral rites so that the soul of the deceased will be protected as well. Om Hari Om Sarvadevam Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devasya Pategitam Shakara Khandakari Dhari Chirangatam Charam Naivedyam 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 Pategitam Sarvadevam Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devam Pategritam Samatyami Vetapakamaveshanam Pretasya Sarvalokai Sarveshwaram Naivedyam Yajmanamam Pateshitam Naivedyam Sarveshwaram Pretasya Kalyanam Swaste Devam Kanda Devam Pategritam Samatyami Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devasya Pategritam Swaste Devam Pategritam Devam Kalyanam Swaste Naivedyam Parameshwaram Sarvadevam Sarveshwaram Antadanam Pategritam Samathyami. Principal Sri Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai, Sri Krishna Bhagwan ki jai. Offer your flowers that we had here. You can bless. Take one leg down, put the tail here. Om Hari Om Swaste Devam Kantasam Om Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devam Pategritam Sarvadevam Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devasya Pategitam Sarvalokai Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devam Parameshwaram Naivedyam Pategritam Om Swaste Devam Pategritam Sarvalokai Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devam Pategritam. Yeah, right here. Press your hands in the box. Take your name. Take the name of the deceased. We pray to Sri Pitri Devta. We ask Sri Pitri Devta to please accept these offerings and the blessings that we do. As this soul now, when somebody dies, the soul would have left the body. When the soul will surround the body. We are now asking Sri Pitri Devta to detach the soul from this physical body. Om Hari Om Sarveshwaram Naivedyam Pateshitam Naivedyam Swaste Devasya Pategritam Yajmanamam Parameshwaram Kailashpati Devam Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devasya Sarvalokai Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devam Pategritam Samadhyami Samadhyami Om Sarvamangalam Sarveshwaram Yajmanamam Pateshitam Vetasya Kalyanam Swaste Devasya Antadanam Parameshwaram Naivedyam 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 Pategritam Samadhyami. For the Devta to accept the soul of the deceased and to totally detach. We offer that. Om Kanda Kanda Puruhanti Prashastri Pratneka Sahasra Devam Sarvalokai Sarveshwaram Naivedyam Pategritam Samatyami Sarvadevam Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devam Pategritam. And because of Panchak, you will offer by the 5 tenda, a little bit of it. Om Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devasya Pategitam Naivedyam Swaste Devam Parameshwaram Naivedyam Kailashpati Devam Sarvalokai Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devasya Mangala Devata Pategitam Naivedyam Sarvalokai Sarveshwaram Naivedyam Pategritam Samadhyami Om Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devam Pategritam. Flowers. Each one of them. Khanda. Om Hari Om Swaste Devam Pateshitam Naivedyam. And touch a flower. No, come around. Om Sarvadevam Sarvaishram Bhautu Devasyapate Gritam. Om Hari Om Sarvadevam Sarvaishram Bhautu Devasyapate Gritam. Malyakal Sugandhini Pretasya Sarvalokai Sarvaishram Yani Kani Cha Papani Cha Mantrapani Charam Paramishram Vedam Pretasya Sarvalokai Sarvaishram Bhautu Devasyapate Gritam Samatyami Sarvadevam Gritam Samatyami Arti. One time over everywhere. Oh, Arti. Oh, Swaste Devam Prateshikam Naivedam Kairashpati Devam. All the Sarvadevam Sarvaishram Bhautu Devas. Come around. Sarvadevasya Paramishram. There's a pinda here. Om Hari Om Sarvaishram Bhautu Devasya Prateshikam Naivedam. Sarvadevam Sarvaishram Kairashpati Devam Sarvadevasya Prateshikam Mangala Devanam Paramishram. Om Swaste Devasya Prateshikam Samatyami Sarvadishram Vedam Prateshikam Shakara Khandakari Daricharam Gitancharam Naivedam Paramishram Naivedam Swaste Devam Prateshikam Samatyami. Very good. Continue. Om Hari Om Sarvadevam Yamvari Mahagore Paramishram Swaste Devasya Paramishram Pretasya Devam Kalyanam Swaste Devam Paramishram. Take your right hand ring finger, put a chandal from here and downward. Om Srikanda Chandram Divyam Gandhyam Sumanvodam. No, downward. Don't stop. Very good. Two eyes. Om Hari Om Swaste Devam Paramishram Naivedam Kailashpati Devasya. The nostrils, both sides. Om Hari Om Swaste Devam Paramishram Naivedam. Lips, top and bottom. Throat. Om Sarvaishram Bhautu Devasya Pati Gritam. Chest, heart area. Om Swaste Devam Pati Gritam Samatyami. Two hands. Om Sarvadevam Sarvaishram. Yeah, just eventuate it. Navel. Om Swaste Devam Pati Gritam Sarvadevam Kalvakuja. Om Swaste Devam Paramishram Naivedam. Sarvaishram Bhautu Devam. Feet. Om Swaste Devasya Pati Gritam Samatyami. And now the 5 fingers. Om Hari Om Srikanda Chandram Divyam Ganyam Sumanoram Jalipanam Surasrishti Chandram Pate Gritam Samatyami Swaste Devasya Pate Gritam Samatyami Sarvadevam Sarvaishram Bhautu Devasya Sarvadevam Sarvaishram Bhautu Devam Swaste Devam Paramishram Kailashpati Sarvadevasya Pate Gritam Om Srikanda Chandram Divyam Ganyam Sumanoram Jalipanam Surasrishti Chandram Pate Gritam Srikanda Chandram Divyam Ganyam Sumanoram This way, but not don't allow it in one time, right? Slowly. Om Adhyana Dhyana Manjal Shalakya Shalachutam Yena Tasvasvipena Asya Mangalam Sarvadevam Sarvaishram Bhautu Devadevasya Gritam Samatyami Om Kanda Devam Pati Gritam Samatyami Swaste Devam Paramishram Naivedyam Pati Gritam. All the fingers now. Om Sarvadevam Sarvaishram Bhautu Devasya Pati Gritam Samatyami Sarvadevasya Pati Gritam Kanda Devam Paramishram Naivedyam Pati Gritam Samatyami Swaste Devam Pati Gritam. Om Kandatishwaram Naivedyam Pati Gritam Sarvadevam Sarvaishram Bhautu Devasya Pati Gritam Samatyami. Flowers right now. Om Hari Om Malyakari Sugandhini Malyatyarini Vai Prabhu Maya Yutani. Then all the rest. Malyakari Sugandhini Malyatyarini Vai Prabhu Maya Yutani Pujatam Pushpani Pati Gritam Samadhyami Sarvadevam Sarvaishwaram Bhautu Devasya Pati Gritam Samadhyami Sarvalokai Sarvaishwaram Bhautu Devam Pati Gritam Om Malyakari Sugandhini Malyatyarini Vai Prabhu Maya Yutani Pujatam Pushpani Pati Gritam Samadhyami Press your hand on the box like this. May we all clasp our hands, close our eyes, bow our heads. In our own way, however we pray, may we say a silent prayer for this deceased Chunilal. We are asking Sri Krishna Bhagwan to bless the soul. And if at any time during his life he would have made any errors, we are asking for leniency and forgiveness. We are asking Pitri Devta to accept the soul and to protect the soul during the course of the time of now and whenever reincarnation takes place or the soul enters into the heavenly regions. We ask the good Lord and Master of Lord to please bless yourselves that you will have continuity in your lives. Om Hari Om Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devam Pate Vritam Swaste Devam Pate Vritam Naivedyam Parameshwaram Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devasya Pate Vritam Mangala Devata Pratishitam Naivedyam Sarvalokai Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devasya Pate Vritam Samadhyami Ganda Devam Parameshwaram Swaste Devasya Sarvalokai Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devasya Pate Vritam Pretasya Mangalam Bhautu Devam Kalyanam Swaste Yajmanamam Parameshwaram Swaste Devam Parameshwaram Antadanam Parameshwaram Chunilal Devasya Sarvalokai Sarveshwaram Bhautu Kasifil Nagar Chundas Desh Kalyanam Swaste Devasya Pratigritam Samadhyami Om Hari Om Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devam Pratigritam Malyakari Sugandhini Malyatyarini Vai Prabhu Maya Yutani Pujatam Pushpani Pratigritam Permissible Sri Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai Hari Om Ram Nam Satya Hai Ram Nam Satya Hai Ram Nam Satya Hai. Arti 5 times around. 5 times. Ghanta. Om Hari Om Swaste Devasya Pratigritam Samadhyami non-stop. Om Sarvaishwaram Bhautu Devasya Pratigritam Samadhyami Swaste Yamdvari Mahagore Parameshwaram Swaste Devasya Antadanam Pratechitam Yamdvari Kalyanam Swaste Devasya Pratigritam 5 times. Of our flowers on the head. Go right around. Om Hari Om Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devasya. Yeah, just like that, continue. Go right around. Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devasya Pratigritam Sarvalokai Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devam Pratigritam Samadhyami Swaste Devam Parameshwaram Naivedyam Sarvalokai Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devasya Pratigritam Samadhyami Swaste Devam Pratigritam Samadhyami. Swaste Devasya Pratigritam Yani Kani Chapapani Janmanta Kutani Charantani Jani Vinashanti One flight. As you go along with it. Arti 4 times now. Om Hari Om Swaste Devasya Pratishitam Naivedyam Sarvalokai Sarveshwaram Devasya Mangala Pratishitam Naivedyam Sarvalokai Sarveshwaram Naivedyam Pratigritam Samadhyami. Swaste Devam Prateshitam Naivedyam Sarvalokai Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devam Pratigritam Samadhyami Swaste Devasya Pratigritam Samadhyami Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devam Pratigritam Samadhyami Yanikani Chapapani Janmantra Pitani Charam Tamantani Vinasharanti Pradakshinaapte Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devam Pratigritam Yanikani Chapapani Janmantra Pitani Charam Tani Vinashanti Pradakshinaapte Swaste Devam Pratigritam Samadhyami Om Mangalam Bhautu Devasya Pratigritam Kanda Devam Parameshwaram Naivedyam Pratigritam of flower. Arti 2 times. Om Hari Om Swaste Devasya Pratishitam Naivedyam Sarvalokai Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devam Parameshwaram Naivedyam Swaste Devasya Pratigritam Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devasya Pratigritam Kanda Devam Parameshwaram स्वस्ति देवस्य सर्वलोकै सर्वेश्वरं प्रत्येकं समर्पयामि मङ्गलदेवताप्रतिष्ठितं नैवेद्यं सर्वैश्वरं भवतु देवं प्रत्येकं Everyone I know? Right. Om Hari Om Swasti Devasya Pratishtham Vedam Sarvalokai Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devam Pradevidam Mangala Devanam Parameshwaram Om Swasti Devam Pratishtham Vedashti Devam Sarvalokai Sarveshwaram Yani Kani Cha Papani Janmantra Pitani Charam Tani Tani Vinashanti Prakshnapate Om Swasti Devam Parameshwaram. Touch it for it. No, I didn't say all. Om Hari Om Malyakari Sugandhi Malyachari Vaikudamaya Hekami Pujatam Pushpani Samapyami Novus Yata Om Swasti Devasya Pujatam Samapyami 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 Sarveshwaram Pramishtavam Pujatam. So now you will not. Om Hari Om Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devam Yanikani Chapapani Janmanditam Charam Tani Tani Vinashanti Prakshnapate Yamdvari Mahagora Parameshwaram Swasti Devasya Pratishtham Naivedyam Sarvalokai Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devam Pratigritam Samapyami Yamdvari Mahagori Parameshwaram Swasti Devam Pratigritam Sarvalokai Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devam Om Swasti Devasya Pratigritam Samapyami Sarvalokai Sarveshwaram Bhautu Yamdvari Mahagori Parameshwaram Naivedyam Sarvalokai Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devasya Pratigritam Samapyami. Prem se bol Shri Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. Hari Om Ram Naam Satya hai, Ram Naam Satya hai, Ram Naam Satya hai. Om Hari Om Sarvadevam Sarveshwaram Yamdvari Mahagori Parameshwaram Swasti Devasya Pratishtham Naivedyam Sarvalokai Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devadevasya Pratigritam Samapyami Swasti Devam Pratigritam Samapyami. Is there any family members or anyone else coming to do Arti? Om Hari Om Yanikani Chapapani Janmantra Pitani Charam Tani Tani Vinashanti Prakshnapate Swasti Devam Pratigritam Samapyami Sarveshwaram Hold the left hand, right hand put a chanda. You just put one on the left. Om Hari Om Srikanda Chandram Vidyam Vanyam Sumanivaram Velipanam. Downward. Downward. Assets. Om Hari Om Sarvadevam Sarvadevam. Let's go to the right way, except on his eyes. Om Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devasya Pratigritam Samapyami Devasya Pratigritam Samapyami. Om Hari Om Mangala Devanam Parameshwaram Swasti Devasya Pratishtham Naivedyam Yanikani Chapapani Janmantra Pitani Charam Tani Tani Vinashanti Prakshnapate Hari Om Sarvadevam Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devasya Pratigritam Yamdvari Mahagori Parameshwaram Naivedyam Kailashpati Devasya Sarvalokai Sarveshwaram Om Sarvadevam Sarveshwaram Our book that we use is Roha Vikaya. Go on. Om Hari Om Sarvadevam Sarveshwaram Mangalam Bhavatu Devam Pratishtham Naivedyam Yamdvari Mahagori Parameshwaram Swasti Devasya Pratishtham Naivedyam Sarveshwaram Bhavatu Devam Pratigritam Samapyami Sarvadevam Sarveshwaram Yanikani Chapapani Janmantra Pitani Charam Tani Tani Vinashanti Prakshnapate Sarveshwaram Sarvalokai Sarvadevam Parameshwaram Naivedyam Kailashpati Devasya Mangala Devanam Parameshwaram Om Swasti Devasya Pratigritam Samapyami. Om Maryakari Swangeni Madhyarni Vaipurumaya Tani Pujatam Pushpani Pate Vetam Samadhyami Swaste Devam Pate Vetam Samadhyami Mangaladeva Swaste Devasya Pate Vetam Sarvesham Bhautu Devam Pate Vetam Om Maryam Chakapani Janmatra Vaipurumaya Tani Tani Nashani Swaste Devam Pate Vetam Sarvalokai Sarvaishram Bhautu Devam Pate Vetam Samadhyami Sarvalokai Sarveshram Bhautu Devam Yam Vari Mahagori Parameshwaram Vedam Sarveshram Bhautu Devam Pate Vetam Samadhyami 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 Bhavatu Devam Pratishtham Naivedyam Parameshwaram Sarvalokai Sarveshram Bhautu Devasya Pate Vetam Swaste Devam Parameshwaram Om Hari Om Devam Sivasta Chandra Muryam Vami Sumoram Asats Virupanam Surya Srishti Chandranam Pate Vetam Samadhyami 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 Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devasya Pate Vetam Samadhyami Yamvari Mahagore Parameshwaram Swaste Devam Pate Vetam Yamvari Mahagore Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devasya Pate Vetam Sarveshwaram Bhautu Yamvari Mahagore Yamvari Sarveshwaram Naivedyam Pate Vetam Samadhyami 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 Hari Om Maryakari Swangeni Madhyarni Vaipurumaya Tani Pujatam Pushpani Pate Vetam Samadhyami Swaste Devam Pate Vetam Samadhyami. Is it? Om Hari Om Sukam Pachanam Pujam Varim Sunoram Virupanam Surya Srishti Chandranam Pate Vetam Samadhyami Sarvadevam Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devasya Pate Vetam Samadhyami Swaste Devam Pate Vetam Om Kama Devam Pratishtham Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devasya Yani Kani Chakapani Janmani Kani Chakapani Kani Ashantam Prachinate Sarvadevam Pretasya Sarveshwaram Bhautu Devam Pate Vetam Samadhyami Mangala Devta Pratishtham Naivedyam Sarveshwaram Bhautu Om Maryakari Swangeni Madhyarni Vaipurumaya Tani Pujatam Pushpani Pate Vetam Samadhyami Samadhyami My dear sisters and brothers and fellow devotees of God, as we gathered here this morning to perform the funeral rites of Chunilal, take into consideration as your presence is here. What have you gained from life? What have you learned from today's session? It is no secret that the world is running, and what goes around comes around. And of course, those who are born will die one. Many of us try to accumulate all the wealth in the world, and sometimes we ignore our health. Life is based on a balance. We do not need too much of any one thing. What we need is to balance our lives according to time, place, circumstance, and fortunes in some cases. If we had to look at this corpse here today, a question?
Yeah.
Suppose he could have opened his mouth and spoken to us. What would he have said to us? Yesterday I was as you are today, and tomorrow you will be as I am today. It happens, it's part of life. And many of us will say from time to time that we must worship God and we must do puja and so on, and several things, and we must sing bhajan. And we have a habit in this country to tell people that in your last days, if you chant the name of God, that you will gain moksha or liberation. This Baba is brave enough to tell you that that is not very true. Life is like accounting. Your good karmas are your assets and your bad karmas are your liabilities. And if you have more good karmas than bad karmas, when you calculate and you repay the bad karmas, you will end up with a surplus. And your life will be of value. And if it is that your bad karmas were to outweigh your good karmas, then after calculating, your bad karmas will outweigh, and then you will end up in the red, to use common terms. And the time of death, as we perform the rites here, what we will deal with is the soul. What we ask Sri Krishna Bhagavan, we ask Sri Pitrudevata to convey the soul and to protect the soul until it turns into a prey and until reincarnation, if at all. Or it goes, there are two choices. But the choices are made whilst we are alive and how we live. You know, many of us say, when you die, we go to several other funerals, people of other religions say, when you die, you're going to a better place. That is not necessarily true. If you live well, maybe, and if you do not live well, definitely not. Because the good Lord is not a stupid God. You do not expect to do all the wrong things, and then at the time of death, the Baba or the priest or whoever do the nice ceremony and so on, and that will give you moksha or liberation, or send you to the heavenly abode. You know, there are many of us say, when you die, you'll go to heaven. Yes, you'll go to heaven. But anybody gets sick, you're looking for the best doctor, because that is the part of your karma. How you live, lifestyle is important. And if we are careless with our life, you know, I'll tell you something. You know, as Hindus, when a baby is born, we do the first sanskar, birth, janma sanskar, and then you do chatti and barahi and so on. All of those are sanskars. And according to scriptures, on the 6th day, Lord Brahma stamps on the forehead of that child the day of death. However, you know, just like you go to work and you work until 4 o'clock, but sometimes you have to work overtime. Some of us live overtime. My father is 97, he's still living. Some people live for a few hours, some children a few days, you know, and so on. So we have that situation. But whereas you have a set date of death, lifestyle could change that. Because if it is that your date of death is set, right, and you can live as much as the average age of humankind is 72 years in today's world. 72. You die before that, it is possible, based on a lot of things, astrology and so on, inheritance, and some live beyond that stage. You know, I do not think many of you here, whereas we mourn here, I don't think many of you are so sad. So I will tell you a little joke and all. I told a pastor one day, I said, Pastor, you got to change your religion? He said, why? I said, if you want to live, and you say the Bible tell you 3 scores and 10 is 70, and you reach 70 already, when you want to live, you got to change your religion. Else, it contradicts what your scripture tells you. Our religion tells you that life is flexible, and what is designated for you may happen if you follow on the pathway to that designation. But if your lifestyle is not good, you will not achieve, you will not attain that fortune, and your life can be short. Like if you are careless on the road whilst driving, or some, you know, Christmas time, so you got something extra and so on, and you drive carelessly and you get an accident, yes, your life will be shortened. So nobody was born to die by accident. Nobody was born to die by murder. Nobody was born to die in such cases. They are normal, natural lifestyles, and if you follow it, you will have natural death. What happens is that when people live to their normal, natural life and they die a natural death, their soul is ready to enter into the celestial planes, or to travel between the physical body and the celestial planes. Right? And if it is that you die before, there is no place waiting for that soul. And what happens when funeral rites are not properly performed? That soul could turn into, commonly we say, jockey. That's why when people die untimely death, a mind of your own, He gave you the 9 planets and its 5 elements. What you use it for is what will make you or will break the world, you see. And that is what life is. So when you attend a funeral and you take part in these rites, you are supposed to gain something from it, that you will live better lives, if need be. But if you are living perfect lives, then just continue doing it, right? And I always say, you want to gain moksha or liberation, you want to enter into the celestial planes the day of death, then every day try to live better than the day before. And then in closing my speech here, I'll tell you, look at something. When a baby is born, everybody happy, you know so? But the baby is crying. When someone dies, they are smiling and you are crying. So you see, we have to look at all of these things. Principles, I'll now call on Ajay to say a few words on behalf of the family.
Namaste or Sitaram. At these times, we can't help but reflect on the life of Chuni. I distinctly remember going to interview we both went for interview at the Presbyterian board for teaching jobs. We were told there that they will have to give preference to Presbyterians. We didn't mind at all. I decided to stay while Chudi decided to migrate. So he settled on Canada and lived most of his life there. On this occasion, I just want to recite a little poem. The name of it is Please Give Me Now. If and when I quit this earthly shore and walk about no more, don't weep, don't sigh, don't sob, for I may have struck a better job. Don't go and buy a big bouquet for which you may find it hard to pay. Don't mope around and feel all blue. I may be better off than you. Don't go tell people I was like a saint or any other thing that I ain't. If you have jam like that to spread, kindly give me now before I'm dead. If you have red roses, bless your soul. Please pin one in my buttonhole while I'm alive and well today. Don't wait until I've passed away. Thank you.
Well, I don't know if anyone I'm here going to do anything for you, but alright. As I call on Bhaiya Krish to give us a few words, or many words. And I'm sure you all hear him all the time on 106.5 Akashvani. Krish?
Jai Sitaram, Namaste to each and every one of you. Let me begin by commending Panditji for the tremendous job that he has done here on this final ceremony for our dear brother Chunilal. It is with pleasure that I accept the opportunity to address you all on this occasion. Panditji has given us a lot of food for thought, so I'm not going to add to that. But I must say that Chuni, when I came to know him, he was a very dynamic fellow and the only son in his family who could laugh like his mother, except perhaps Fela. When he laughed, the world laughs. Today he is leaving. I hope we can still laugh in that manner. With the condition of the country now, with COVID and how this country has changed, we too, no matter our age, we too have to change. And we have to become a different kind of person in this country that we live for so long. Can you imagine? We have to talk through this thing, and this is only just a small bit of what we have to go through in this time that we live in. So, at this occasion, I remember how noble his father and his mother was, and the DNA or the bloodline that runs through our veins who are still here. that nobility, that ability to transcend difficulties is in us. His father, they used to call him the last train. I rode that last train many times. And people up to today talk about his father and the last train. But do talk about his mother, my Mousy. I mean, she was a tiger when it comes to taking care of all them children. Mousy used to go down in the farm, but Mousy used to do everything else. Yeah. And then in the evening, he take the car and he go and he check his partner and he coming up as the last train. But it was a wonderful life, a beautiful life. Where has the life gone? I could remember my mother bringing me up here as a little boy, but before here I was in Eleanor Street in Chabonas. And one of my most memorable occasions here was when we milk the cow. We come with the cup inside, mostly give you some peanut butter, and we making peanut punch. So it was a wonderful life. And one day I engaged going down the road in the snow cone bike, and I ride it. She was the snow cone box, and we go down in this big train. So it was wonderful memories. And today, as he is moving along, I am happy that he has lived a full life. And I know what Panditji said in terms of finding a better place. I know we all will go in that better place. So as I conclude my little contribution this morning, let me offer a little prayer for my brother and his soul, and my Mousy, and all those in our family who has left and gone on to the great beyond. Panditji, I'd like to do that. I'd like to ask you to compose yourself a little bit, because in each and every one of us we have lost, and someone has gone on to the great beyond. Let us offer a prayer so that wherever they might be, they might find it a little easier to manage. Anadi nidano deva Shankachakra Garadhara Akshay Pundarikaksha Preta Moksha Prado Bhava Om Pita Swarga Pita Dharam Sahi Paravam Tapa Tare Petrimapane Priyante Sarvadevta Swadha Om.
Principles we Vrindavan. Krish will tell you we go back many moons ago. And in saying that, I want to congratulate the other Krish. Krishnalal said, yesterday he got the award for this. He placed second for the best salesman in Gulf Insurance. This year, he wanted number one with that.
You do everything. You can go, the director.
Maybe we'll clasp our hands, close our eyes and bow our heads. I will do our final pratna for this part of the ceremony. For those of us who are going down to Felicity, you may see a different type of practice. You will see rituals differently because of the fact that the family has requested that we close off the whole procedure today. So we'll do the shroud down there also apart from the normal funeral rites. So let us pray to Sri Pitri Devta, and we take into consideration that today is our closing day for this funeral rites. That you have requested that you will not do any funeral rites and so on. Om Hari Om Sarveshwaram Bhavatu Devasya Pretasya Kalyanam Sarvadevam Sarveshwaram Bhavatu Devam Prategritam Samapyami Mangala Devata Prateshikam Sarvalokai Sarveshwaram Bhavatu Devam Prategritam Pretasya Sarvadevam Sarveshwaram Yajmanamam Prateshikam Sarvalokai Sarveshwaram Bhavatu Pretasya Kalyanam Antadanam Prateshikam Chunilal Devam Sarveshwaram Antadanam Kalyanam Swaste Devasya Sarveshwaram Bhavatu Devasya Kasfil Nagar Childa Desh Kalyanam, Sarveshram Bhautu, Vetasya Kalyanam Swaste, Deva Devasya Pratishram, Pitri Devanam Kalyanam Swaste Devam, Permissible Sri Pitri Devta Ki Jai Hari Om Ram Nam, Satya Hari Ram Nam, Satya Hari Ram Nam, Satya Hari. Both sides. Holy Pillars now. Om Hari Om Malyakari Sugandhini Malityari Vaiprabhumai Vitani Pujatam Pushpani Patevitam Sarvesham Mangalam Puya Sarvesham Tunidamaya Sarve Bhadrani Pasyantu Makasti Bhogvat Nandantu Sarve Bhutani Ratikani Sampucha Prithirastu Parasparam Sirivastu Chakamaram Swastiastu Ragno Nitpahasham Prajavai Saditasya Shivamastu Sravvi Yaschamam Desavokasmin Swami Bhadrani Pasyantu Shanti Shanti Shanti. May we all clasp our hands, close our eyes and bow our heads. Om Hari Om Mantrahinam Kriyahinam Bhaktihinam Janardanam Yarpujitam Maya Deva Paripurnam Tadastume Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Deva Maheshwaram Guru Sakshat Parbrahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namam Tvameva Mata Kshapita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhoscha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Hari Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Principles Sri Pitri Devta Ki Jai. Sarvadevam Sarveshwaram Ram Nam Satya Hai Ram Nam Satya Hai Ram Nam Satya Hai Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki. So those of you who want to come and view the body can do that and so on. And shortly we'll be leaving till Felicity Commission site where we'll perform the rest of the right.
One day we will have to leave this world. The very rich, the very poor, with our hands outstretched empty, we will all go. Death does not discriminate between the king and the beggar. भवसागर में जीवन नया राम लगावे पार जगत मुझ सतवा
प्रेम से बोलो श्री पितृदेवता की जय है। राम नाम सत्य है, राम नाम सत्य है, राम नाम सत्य है। Let's go again.
Very sorry, Gwen.
All right.
Holy Cross. Holy Cross.
Holy Cross with me on this.
Holy Cross in the hand. No, not at all. Mommy studying this one. Yeah.
That's a link. Yeah, Jay, can't find. Yeah, you can't leave now. What a pizza can find.
Either one is food or either one is after coming.
Right. 4 times now, right, Jay? Balance every time you talk more, right?
Yes, how are you going?
Oh, oh, Mariam Swaste Devam Pratesham Narivedam Kriyam Mahagori Sarveshram Prateshitam Niyam Duvari Mahagori Sarvedevam Sarveshram Vetasya Manzila Devam Parameshram Nivedam Kalyanam Swaste Devam. Take one of the pinda. Continue knocking, Jay. Om Hariom Sarvadevam Sarveshram Bhauti Devam Prateshitam Nivedam Kalyanam Swaste. Break it and rest the next day. Om Swaste Devasya Pati Gritam Samathyami Samathyami Samathyami. Oम सर्वेश्वरम सर्वपापहरम दिव्यम गागेम निर्मलम कुटेगीतम समर्पयामि स्वस्ति देवम कुटेगीतम समर्पयामि स्वस्ति। राम नाम सत्य है।
राम नाम सत्य है।
Om Hariom Swastikshram Sarveshram Naivedam Devasya Pratesham Manzil Devam Ishwaram Naivedam Sarveshram Bhavtu Devasya Pratesham Samathyami. Om Sarveshram Bhavtu Devasya Pratesham Samathyami. Om Sarvadevam Sarveshram Bhavtu Devasya Pratesham Naivedam Manzil Devam Parameshram Pratesham Naivedam Sarveshram Pitridevam Kalyanam. Ram Naam Satya hai, Ram Naam Satya hai, Ram Naam Satya Time now, right? Sarveshram Bhavti Manzuram Devasya Pratesham Naivedam Kailashpati Devam Sarvam Kaisarveshram Pinda Swasti Devasya Pratesham Sarvam Kaisarveshram Pinda देवनम कल्याणम स्वस्ति देवम राम नाम सत्य है राम नाम सत्य है राम नाम सत्य है ठीक है ओम हरि ओम सर्वैश्वरं भवतु देवं प्रतिष्ठितं मंगलदेवनं कल्याणं स्वस्ति देवस्य प्रतिष्ठितं सर्वैश्वरं नैवेद्यं मंगलं भवतु देवं पंचमंजिल देवं परमेश्वरं धरती देवनं कल्याणं स्वस्ति देवं श्वेतस्य पृथ्वीदेवनं कल्याणं सर्वैश्वरं भवतु सर्वदेवं सर्वैश्वरं भवतु देवस्य प्रतिष्ठितं समर्पयामि मंगलदेवनं कल्याणं स्वस्ति पिण्डदेवं परमेश्वरं नैवेद्यं सर्वैश्वरं भवतु देवस्य प्रतिष्ठितं समर्पयामि सर्वैश्वरं नैवेद्यं राम नाम सत्य है राम नाम सत्य है राम नाम सत्य है flowers
You go in there now, right?
no short
That's it.
Alright, don't worry. Just sit down and live up. So the name is Chunilal. We ask Karsanamam Parameshwaram Swasti Devasya, the five elements, to return to his respective place of abode. Where Eta will go to Eta, space to space, water to water, with fire to fire. Right? Om Hari Om Sarveshwaram Bhavatu Devam Pratevam Samatvam Sarvalokai Sarveshwaram Bhavatu Devam Parameshwaram Nevam Pratevam Sarveshwaram Bhavatu Devasya Mangala Devanam Parameshwaram Swasti Devam Sarveshwaram Sarvalokai Bhavatu Devam Parameshwaram Nevam Sarvadevam Sarvadevasya Pratevam Samatvam Purpose of Lord Pitri Devta ki Jai Jai Ram Nam Satya Hai Ram Nam Satya Hai Ram Nam Satya Hai
Have they got it closed?
No. You go inside one time?
Have they go ahead first?
No, this is the last stop, so we okay.
Right, yeah.
So when you go, we put in one time.
Babaji. Mr. Kanshi, that you doing that way, right? Into the arm thing, right? But first, the feet first, right? No.
No.
You gotta go around from the next side.
Go wrong and how we going?
So, if it pass any side, it doesn't matter.
When you go this side block,
We have problem here.
same side block.
The side block, the side block, the side block.
For the side. Oh, okay, right. Yes, the head going on that side. Yes, right. So whichever way, right.
Include animal, right?
Yeah. When you offer in any Hindu prayer, you offer flowers, it means luxury, right? Yes. It's a natural form of luxury. When you burn the flowers, whatever luxuries that the deceased may have left for anybody at all, if you burn it, you will also be use it up.
You'll also be.
Removing it.
Oh.
Yes. You know, people get wealth sometimes from their families and so on, and in no time it would away.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know the status thing, but I didn't know the meaning. Now I know the meaning.
Actually, any Hindu ceremony is metaphysics. Right? People talk about ritual. Some people say ritual is not good. Every physical thing you do is a ritual. What we do is religious rituals. How do you think people?
Beyond the physical.
Well, we begin with physical, and then we use mantras and so on to take it into the field. Do you organize things for how long we have to do it?
Have to make sure.
Just knock it right and break it now.
Working on. You all look at road in road. The head. No, not by the head.
Dapat flying.
Inside. I don't think.
Look, but Johnny face, yeah, when you go inside, you could think, don't mess up the face.
Yeah, that's a good point. When sometimes, people do things with their body, so it's no big thing, man. And then if at all reincarnation takes place and the person is born, the soul takes a physical body, the body is born blind because of that. You know Ramsingam ka paradise, right? Paradise.
They didn't, I forgot to ask him. They didn't put no goal hunting for him. They didn't. Optional. Optional?
You want to box back? Yes, okay. Yeah.
What we put is a chandan stick.
No, I know they say the goal is prevent any other spirits from entering the body.
Not really the preparation.
No, we're not rushing today at all.
Yeah, not
I say, well, you're thinking of me.
What one?
We need one there.
I'm sorry, I didn't know. Sorry. Yeah, leave the cloth.
What's the floor?
You have to take off the cloth.
Make a left turn. Make a left turn.
You want to take a close up? Go up.
I like the whole thing. Yes, I like the horn, the light from the horn to catch the fight. So no, it will look good. Right, very good. Okay. Yes, Sanika. Yeah. 16 times off right
Bring some strong men. Two in a post.
Kalyanam Sarveshwaram Devayanam Parameshwaram Swadha
8 are we? 8.
Swasti Devam Om Akash Devayanam Chitra Devayanam Swadha Pavan Devayanam Pitra Devayanam Swadha Om Sukha Devayanam Pitra Devayanam Swadha Om Sangama Devayanam Pitra Devayanam Swadha Dhati Mata Pitra Swadha One Om Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadra Kali Kapalani Jayakshama Shivraji Swadha
What's this on here?
You take up the fight.
Ready? Yeah. There we go. No rest too. Oh yeah.
Ram Ram. Come again. Come through. Come again. Come. Five of them. Someone else. No, move it out from there. Light them up. Yeah. You alone? Light it. Right, now you're walking around faster than going down.
Right? Yeah, we'll put something to cover.
Keep it like that. Yeah. He alone is. 5 times they do that. Om Hariom Swasti Devam Pratesham Megayam Sarveshwaram Bhotu Yani Prani Sapapani Janmandratan Charam Chani Chani Vinashanti Pratinape Sarveshwaram Megayam Pratesham Sasti Bhavan and walk. Sarveshwaram Bhotu Devasya Pratesham Megayam Sarvalokai Sarveshwaram Bhotu Devam Parameshwaram Sarvadevasya Pratesham Megayam Prayana Petasya Sarveshwaram Bhotu Devam Parameshwaram Megayam Sarveshwaram Bhotu Devasya Pratesham Petasya Sarvamangala.
Yeah, right too.
Om Swasti Devasya Pate Vetam Mangala Devanam Parameshwaram Megayam Pranda Ishwara Devasya Pratesham Megayam Sarvalokai Sarveshwaram Bhotu Devasya Pratesham Megayam Swasti Devam Yani Kani Chapapani Janmandratan Charam Tani Tani Vinashanti Pradakshinaapte Sarvadevam Sarveshwaram Petasya Mangalam Sarveshwaram Bhotu Devasya Pate Vetam Sarveshwaram Petasya Parameshwaram Megayam Pate Vetam Shumadyani Om Hariom Devayanam Sarvadevam Sarveshwaram Bhotu You like it? That one you put on you.
Take one of this stick and light it. Take one of this stick.
Come go, you go like just go. Let's go on trying to push it.
Right up.
बाल बाल की मित्रता गोपियन की मनोहार तज के सब परिवार को तज मुरली की तान अपनों से मुख मोड़ के मथुरा चले रे सुना सुना लागे बिरज का धाम गोकुल को छोड़ चले रे घनश्याम